Welcome to the Dr. Nikki Starr Show, a podcast to support you in your spiritual awakening and personal development. As a spiritual teacher, healer, and intuitive coach, my intention is to empower you to live your ultimate potential and your ultimate life. As a former medical doctor and mystic, my role is to bridge the gap between science and spirituality to support you in understanding more of your multi-dimensional aspects. I share on a diverse range of topics, and it's all to support your greatest becoming. My mission is to continue reaching millions of people for the healing and awakening of humankind for the creation of the new earth. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Dr. Nikki Starr Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nikki Starr. Welcome to this episode on spiritual business. So what inspired me to have an episode dedicated to spiritual business is I was in London. I was at a comedy show and I was sitting a bunch of rows back, but the comedian noticed me and he's like, "Hey, you with the glow in the dark teeth, like, where are you from?" And I was like, "New York." And then he's like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "Well, I used to be a medical doctor, but now I wish I would have said I'm a multi-dimensional activator, but I tried to tone it down. And I was like, I'm an energy healer and a spiritual business coach." And he's like, "That sounds made up." And I just thought that was so funny. And then when we were in the cab, similarly, the cab driver was like, "What do you do?" And it's always funny because I feel like it always comes out different every time, because I think the true essence is a multi-dimensional activator, which means I work with people in every aspect of their life, including business. And it was really funny because I also said spiritual business coach. Sometimes I say spiritual business mentor. And the cab driver was like, "Well, what is that?" And essentially, when you have a spiritual business and you choose to work with a spiritual business mentor or coach like me, you are allowing your business to serve as one of the paths to your greatest becoming. You understand that your business is part of your spiritual ascension process. You also understand that by creating a spiritual business, you are doing so for the highest good of all, that it is here to serve the betterment of the planet. It's not just about making money. Also, when you're operating in the agreements of spiritual business, your business serves your purpose and your mission. You're not just starting some random business to make money. You could, of course, and you could still have it operate within the guidelines of spirituality and having it be a spiritual business. But taking it to that next level, it is in alignment with your mission, your purpose, your values. So it's not just any job. And you don't treat it just like any job. And it's not just about the bottom line dollar. And so many of us who are in the personal development space, the spiritual coaching space, the coaching space in general, if you are a service provider, oftentimes you're sharing one of your gifts with the world. And so automatically it's going to serve you in your fullest expression. And the way I serve as a spiritual business mentor for my clients is when something happens in the business, it's not a fluke. It's also not just something that's like, "Oh, well, we're just going to fix it." We actually look at everything like a messenger. We look at everything as in support of our greatest becoming. So when there is a challenge between you and an employee, it's not just about like how to make it better. It's about, okay, why is this coming up into the field? What is meant to be healed? What's the message? What is meant to be shifted, evolved, so that you can come into a greater leader, so that you can lead yourself and lead your employee and lead your company into an even better place. So the idea too is to evolve patterns and behaviors that are not serving, and to understand that everything is a co-creation. And the fascinating thing about working with your business as a spiritual business is that so many times I've seen with my clients that we've had to go back to childhood and heal things in childhood that have caused them to not be able to speak their truth or communicate in a way that's effectively, because something that's happened when they were a child, whether it was communicating with parents, something that happened in school, speaking in front of the class, etc. The other thing that's very fascinating is oftentimes people carry a wound from a past life, like a witch wound, where there is some fear around fully sharing your gifts with the world, fully providing your services with the world, because in a past life, you may have been burnt at the stake or killed for sharing truth, for helping others, for being a healer, for being a witch in a way that helped other people. And so oftentimes your soul's healing is intertwined with your business, with your gifts, with your career. And when I say spiritual business mentor, it doesn't mean only if you have a business. It also means if you're in a career, even if you work in the corporate world. But what I have found is that a lot of people who go through a spiritual awakening oftentimes leave the corporate world because they realize that all of their energy and their time is going to building someone else's dream. And oftentimes the time freedom and the flexibility is not quite there when you work for someone else. And so I'm a big fan of everyone creating their own business, creating freedom, both time freedom and financial freedom. And what I love about people starting their own business and doing it from that spiritual lens is you get to create any business you desire. And you get to create a business that works for you, not you working for a business or for someone. And what I really love about spiritual business and the way I coach my clients is I have it be very feminine led. And so that's very different than most businesses masculine led. Like there's tasks and there's these structures, and that's okay. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It's more about how you're guided in the business and the way you show up for your business. So in feminine led business, it's not about logic or like what people have done before or taking like the facts and the statistics, and it's not about any of that. It's actually about following your intuition and your inner guidance and your highest excitement. And sometimes that might mean doing things in a completely different way than industry standards. And that's okay. And that's recommended. And that's encouraged because your business is meant to work for you. We're here to create any life we desire, which means we get to create life and business how we want to. So take me, for example. I used to be a medical doctor. That was the thing that was like, of course I'm going to be a medical doctor. Like that's what I want to do. Like, my grades, everything. I got an early decision to NYU. It was the obvious path and it was what I wanted to do. And I did it and it happened with ease and grace. And I was so happy. And then I was in it. And then I was realizing, wait, this isn't what I thought it was. And then I started going through a spiritual awakening and understanding humans and the earth and humanity and the meaning of life and understanding the interconnection of all things and understanding that we're more than mind and body. So I evolved and expanded. And the role of a medical doctor was too small for the vastness of what I was here to express on the planet in terms of my full mission and purpose. And that's why I really like to use the term multi-dimensional activator for my work, because I don't niche in any one area. Like, I can help anyone in any aspect of their life expand and evolve in a way that's aligned with their soul and their highest excitement and their joy, and to live their ultimate life and to create heaven on earth in a way that serves them and everyone they love and the entire earth, planet, and all of humanity. And so for me, having a spiritual awakening woke me up and expanded me into all the more of who I was. And then I was able to go on a journey around the world and have the most incredible life experiences, and then organically create a business that was just me sharing my gifts with the world, me being able to intuitively read people, channeling courses and workshops and healing experiences and activating experiences for people to step into more of their power and potential. And so now I love working from home. I love that I have a beautiful sea view. I love that I get to create my schedule how I want, that I get to work from bed and write my posts from bed. And a lot of times in meditation, I get to sit in like a 40-minute meditation, and it serves my business because I receive the next course, the next offer, the next workshop, the next in-person event. Everything that I do serves my business, serves my mission, and that ultimately serves me and my greatest becoming. And I'm able to create a lifestyle that I love so much. And so I'm the biggest fan of spiritual business. And so right now, if you have a business and you haven't yet explored receiving professional development support, so such as coaching or consulting, from the lens of spirituality, there is a whole opportunity of money, of expansion, of new ways to share your offers and new ways to receive clients. There's such an opportunity for you when you choose to use that lens and work with someone who's tapped into that space, because your business is also an energy. And the interconnection between you and everyone else who is involved in the creation of your business plays a role in where your business is at in this moment. And when I've worked with clients, they have defied industry standards and literally like doubled what they've made from year to year to year, from 80,000 to 200,000 to 500,000 to $800,000 coming in. And the other thing that's amazing is you don't have to go linear. Like, you literally can expand your business instantly. And so I even think of other clients who realize their 5-year goals for their business within a few months of us working together. Because when you operate from the field that anything is possible, there are infinite possibilities, you are the creator of your reality, and you take full responsibility and ownership for everything that's happening inside the business, and you see to it that not only do you patch up any quote unquote problems, but you see them as portals to expansion. So I've had a lot of clients who wouldn't want to look at the challenges in their business. Like, they keep avoiding it. They try not to go there. And I've often said to them, you understand that like the next level of success is on the other side of this challenge. And I know it's painful. And I know that as a leader, you might want to avoid this and not want to step up and rise up to the occasion. And I fully understand that. But that's why having the coach, the mentor, the healer to hold your hand and to guide you through the healing process, to heal the pain, wherever that separation is within your being that's been being manifested outside with the challenges. And when you get to the other side, that's where their business expanded to the next level. And I'm currently thinking of one client in particular. She's a speech pathologist, and she opened up so many clinics within the time of us working together and even afterwards. And she opened up so many clinics, and I'm so proud of her within our time of working together and beyond. And I'll never forget when she opened this one clinic that was a high cost. It was high overhead. It was more than her primary clinic, but it was in a major city. And the overhead was a lot. The salary she was paying to the manager was a lot. And within the first months, there wasn't really a return of investment. If anything, they were going into debt because of this one clinic. And she was having some relational dynamic challenges with the manager, and she wasn't able to step fully into her power. But we dedicated so many sessions to her specifically working on this one clinic and her communication style and her leadership style. And we were troubleshooting every different thing, like how to streamline running all the clinics the same, how to bring management from the other clinics into this clinic. And literally from every angle, we were troubleshooting. And I remember when she was like, this is just so painful. And I can't remember her words exactly, but she like was just expressing her truth that she like didn't even want to go there and she didn't want to do the work. But of course she was committed. So she was showing up and she was standing face in front and she was willing to face her challenges. And I said to her, I'm like, imagine if this clinic ends up becoming the biggest clinic because it had the capacity and potential to, because it was the biggest, it was in the biggest city. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And it became her clinic that the most patients went to, the highest grossing in terms of income, in terms of staff. It was the clinic that made the biggest impact on the community and on humanity. And there was her biggest challenge to overcome. And so spiritual business is not for the faint of heart. And really anyone who decides to start their own business, it's not for the faint of heart. And I highly recommend that you do, because you can monetize any gift that you have. I always say your purpose is when you share with the thing that you love the most to do in the world that you're just naturally good at, and you pair it with service. That's a business for you right there. A service industry, a product, something you make, something you can consult on. There, especially now with the internet, like there's really no excuse. It does take courage, it takes consistency, it takes commitment, it takes devotion, it takes love to your craft, love to what you have to share with the world, love for others, because you know that you can make the world a better place. But it's so, so worth it. And I know even for myself personally, my business is always a reflection of where I'm at, because especially when you have a business that you are a big part of the business, you're a part of the brand. That means your energy, how you're living, how you're being, you being in alignment with that is so important. So it's actually the ultimate spiritual practice and the ultimate spiritual test. So if you're also looking to grow exponentially, then having a spiritual business is absolutely going to support you in that. Because when you have a spiritual business, absolutely, you're going to work on your money mindset, your money mentality, your money fears, your all the things to do with money so that you can grow into the next level. Because that's one of the gifts of a spiritual business, is there's no cap on how much you can make. You can make as much money as you want. Whereas some people feel like if they work for a corporation or like a 9 to 5 or a steady salary job, that they're safe. Yeah, you're safe, but you're kept smaller in terms of earning potential, in terms of sharing your gifts, in terms of how your work can work for you. You're kind of limited. And what we actually saw in the pandemic is that no one's safe, actually. So that's actually the truth. Whereas when you have your own business, it does require more of you putting your efforts, attention, organization, showing up, getting creative, trying new things. It does require maybe more work, but there's more return and there's more potential for return. So you're opening up fields of possibilities for yourself, which I absolutely recommend. Absolutely 100%. And so what I really see as the new earth and the new earth paradigm is where we're no longer doing work that's out of alignment with our soul. We truly are here to live our spirituality and the truth of our soul in every aspect of our life. And in order for us to live the new earth, everything must be in alignment and even pristine alignment. And I have an ascension code on pristine alignment. What I mean by pristine alignment is like, you know what the frequency of what you're meant to live is. And that goes for your business, that goes for your relationships, that goes for where you live, how you're living. You know what's meant for you. You know how you're meant to show up and live. And when you're out of alignment with that, you can start to suffer and see challenges in life. And when you choose to really go all in and live really in alignment, it takes courage. It does, because you have to clear out regularly what's not serving and step into higher levels of being and make choices that don't always feel easy or comfortable. But when you do, you're so rewarded. You're gifted your heaven on earth, because that's when we feel heaven on earth. When we feel that everything is in alignment and we love every aspect about our life. And we're destined for that. We're destined to live our highest potential timeline. We're destined to live heaven on earth. That is the new earth. And the new earth is here for you. It's based in your actions, your choices, in what you choose to spend your time in. And that's why I created the New Earth Academy and the New Earth Code, so you have support in this. Because as you spiritually awaken and choose what is in alignment with your soul, it's like you get more power. And then you can step into creating a business if you don't have one already, or expanding a business if you do have one. And I'm going to leave us on the note of mistakes. Like, there are no mistakes. And the thing about entrepreneurship is it is mixed with a lot of risk. And we know this when we look at people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, and I'm blanking on the name of the one who started Apple. And we look at them and they like invested everything they had. Like, there were times that they like had nothing left. They invested everything. They reached these like bottom points of like, the business almost not making it. And they had to close old businesses and then try in a new way and keep trying in a new way. And then they finally succeeded. So I want to remind you, if you like start your business and then it doesn't seem to be working, it doesn't mean that you're not meant to. And if you're trying to expand your business and you try this one way and it doesn't really happen, the numbers aren't quite there, the signups, the people, the money, the revenue is not quite there, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. It means maybe not that way. Try it again. And from the spiritual business lens, from the lens of feminine-led business, I'm going to invite you to try the way that feels really good for you. Not what you think you should do, not what like all these experts are telling you to do. Like, go within your being, into your intuition, and connect to your divine support and connect to your highest self. And this is what we're going to do in the bonus content of this episode as well. But essentially, you want to access your other dimensional aspects to give you the answers and solutions inside your business. So if you're wanting to create a business, if you're kind of stuck in the business at the moment with something, or you're feeling a new path wanting to open up, inside the bonus content, I'm going to guide you through a process that's really supportive for that, for you to receive new insights and divine downloads. And so with that, I send you so much love. I'll see you inside the New Earth Academy. I'll see you inside the bonus content, inside Pristine Alignment Ascension Codes. And definitely share this with anyone you know who has a business, who might be looking for new inspirations and insights. And of course, if you want that one-to-one mentorship for your business, it is invaluable what you will receive as a person, but then also to see what the transformation and the up level that your business will go through. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Dr. Nikki Starr Show. Please like this podcast and share it with anyone you feel would benefit. Subscribe to the podcast to receive bonus content, and remember, every Monday the video version goes live on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being on the ascension path with me and for doing this great work.